Sup PYNP, how's everyone doing today? Good? Quickly like to say something. I'm really happy with PYNP, how it's growing and everything. It's great. I'm loving the feedback, loving what people are saying. This whole group's about motivating and educating and just getting together and getting a positive mindset around natural bodybuilding. It's going great. So if you've got any pictures, stories, videos or anything you want to share, please do on the Facebook group. It's been great so far. We've seen some really good things. So cheers everyone. It's been really good so far. So what is today's video going to be about? It is about meal timing and its relevance and importance. I'm going to be talking about some BroScience and myths, and I'll also be talking about methods of dieting in relevance to you know, fitness and bodybuilding. So sorry if I look down a few times. I've got notes here because there's not too much to cover, but I just don't want to miss anything. So I will be looking down, glancing down every now and then, but hopefully it won't be too distracting. Anyway, so what's the overall reasoning for this video? Why am I doing it? Well, basically, I'm doing it to relieve the pressure of some people. People are so hung up about their diet and when they should eat and what they should eat. And, you know, bodybuilding and fitness, you know, it's important, but it should also be fun, and it should be, you know, you should feel good. You shouldn't feel pressured. And there's a lot of debate about meal timing, and you know, debates, heated arguments, and it just causes a lot of stress, and there's really no need for it. So hopefully I can clear some things up, get everyone in a better mindset, and yeah, so watch this video and maybe you might learn something. So, right, before I get into meal timing exactly, I'm going to talk about what is most important, and that is your macros and hitting your macronutrients and your calorific goals, okay? Before you think about dividing up your meals or when you're going to eat or anything like that, you got to think about what you're going to eat, okay? So that is finding out what adequate amount of protein you need, so about 1 gram to every pound of body weight. So if you're an 180 pound man, then you will need around about 180 grams of protein a day. You know, it varies, it's, you know, every which way depending who you are, but that is a sound set point and you can adjust from there. Also, I'd recommend to get, no matter who you are really, 50 grams of fats or more. But you know, fats kind of take care of themselves in most cases because they are present in a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of proteins. But you know, keep a look, you got to keep track of them, and if you're not hitting your fats, you know, you want to up them to 50 or above depending. And then you look at the so there's about 4 calories to every gram of protein and 9 calories to every gram of fats. So work out the calories there, and then take that away from your calorific goals, whether they be cutting, gaining, or just staying as you are, maintenance. Basically take away your protein and your fat calories, and the rest fill with carbohydrates, and there is your macros, okay? That is a standing point. That is what you have to achieve every day, okay? Keep that on track. It doesn't matter when you eat or anything like that. If you're not hitting those goals, then your results will fluctuate. So that is the most important thing. So once you got that down, then you can think about meal timing and whether it's important or not, or whether it's needed. So we've established our macronutrients, and now we've got to think about our meals, all right? And the industry, the fitness industry and the bodybuilding industry seem to like put forward this 6 meals a day plan, okay? So we divide our macronutrients evenly spread out through the day about 6 times, okay? And they give reasons for this and give reasons for why this is most beneficial, even though how, you know, socially awkward it is and all the bloody hassle it is cooking and preparing 6 meals a day. But they give reasons for this, okay? And they say that you need to eat 6 times a day because it keeps your metabolic fire going, okay? It keeps your metabolism at a high rate. Because they say if you do not eat for a long period of time, then you'll go into starvation mode. And so that means you have to give your body a constant supply of macronutrients and calories to keep your metabolism going. And so that reduces fat storage. right? And then another reason is they say that your body can only utilize and process 30 grams of protein at a time. They say, so that means if you have to consume 180 grams of protein a day, that means that you need to divide it up evenly at about 30 grams here or there and eat it throughout the day in segments to really get the benefit of all your protein. Right, I'm going to talk about both of these myths, alright? They are myths and there is BroScience, and I'm going to talk about why. Right, so basically, metabolic fire, okay? They say you need to eat constantly to keep it burning because you'll go into starvation mode, alright? Starvation is serious, alright? That is serious shit, alright? That is 2-3 days without food, and then your body will go into starvation mode, and that's where your metabolic rate may drop, and that can be like insignificant in some people. It can be just like a 4% drop. Other people it can be higher, but you know, that's after 2-3 days, not 3 hours. If your body hasn't had food in 3 hours, it is not going, shit, we're gonna die, start fucking storing the fat, we're gonna fucking die. And then you get to a meal, it's like, oh, thank fucking God, we got a meal, it's been 3 hours. 3 hours later, fuck, we're gonna die, store the fat, store the fat, store the fat. Oh, we got a meal. It's not like that, okay? It's not like that. It takes 2-3, like I said, 2-3 days to go into starvation mode, all right? If you're going for 6-hour periods without food, don't fret. You are not magically storing fat, all right? Don't fret. That's total bullshit. And the other reason wasn't it? It was protein can only be synthesized, can only be utilized 30 grams at a time. This is bullshit as well, okay? Think about when we were cavemen, when we were hunters, when we were gatherers, when we were scavengers, right? We didn't know when the next meal was coming. We didn't. And if we got a big kill, if we got that deer, we got that big animal, and we got it down, we killed it, we captured it, and then we cut it up, we shared it, and we ate it. Yeah, we had some preservative techniques, but in the majority of the time, we ate the beast, and we scoffed our face because we didn't know when the next meal was coming. It could be in a day, it could be more than a day. And do you really think that we could only utilize 30 grams of the protein and a limited amount of the carbohydrates and fats at a time? Because that's ridiculous, all right? We wouldn't have become the dominant intelligent species on this earth if that was true. You know, protein synthesis and cellular regeneration isn't a bodybuilding thing, it's a living thing. We all need to do it to live. And if we could only utilize 30 grams of protein at a time, we simply wouldn't be able to develop ourselves. We simply wouldn't be able to heal. Our body is very clever, okay? Our intestines are like 25 feet long on average, and they're very efficient. Do you think that when you eat your meal in 3 hours time, it's either out your ass or on your bicep? No, it's still in there, still being processed. It takes a very long time for those macronutrients to be utilized and be worked efficiently throughout your body. So don't be afraid that, you know, if you're not getting protein every 3 hours, then you're fucked, because you're not. Simply, the meal you ate 3 hours ago is still in your body and is still being broken down and is still being metabolized. So this bullshit about starvation mode and 30 grams of protein a day, don't listen to it, okay? Don't listen to it. It's okay. If you have long hours at work and you can't eat for 6 hours, don't think there's no point in working out. Just get your calories in later on in the day, all right? If you have a chicken breast, yeah, and you think, oh, I've got 60 grams here, what's the point? You know, I'm wasting 30 grams of it. You know what, if you've got 60 grams of chicken breast, eat it, all right? As long as you're hitting your overall macros, you're gonna be all right. So if everything I'm saying is true, and this is all BroScience, then why does the industry promote this type of diet? Well, basically, the truth is they do this to put pressure on you and to encourage you to buy their products and buy their supplements. Because if you are someone who works long hours and believes that they need to eat every 6 hours, and they don't have time or the resources to cook a good meal, they're more likely to supplement, and they're more likely to buy instant oats, dextrose, whey protein. So if you have that way of thinking in your head, you're more likely to spend money to make your life more easier, when really it's easy in the first place. You may come back at me and say, well, I know plenty of professional bodybuilders, natural and on steroids, and just fitness gurus and everyone like that, who are on 6 meals a day and they have got great results. Well, of course they have, because they stick to their macros, and that is the main thing. If they were eating too much 6 times a day, or eating too little 6 times a day according to their goals, then it simply wouldn't work. That is the key thing here. What a good way of thinking about it is this diet method called IF, or intermittent fasting, which is basically where you train like everyone else, but there's a 8 to 16 hour period, up to 16 hours period, where you do not consume a thing, okay? Not 1 calorie or macronutrient for 16 hours. Then you do your workout, and then after your workout you have an 8-hour period where you basically get all your macronutrients in at that time. So that is like a lot of calories in 8 hours, and then nothing for 16 hours. Why do people like this diet? Because it's convenient for people on the run. Excuse me. If you are working long ass hours and you can't afford to be preparing meals all the time, and you know, after work then you go gym, if you do this intermittent fasting, then there's no pressure, you just don't eat, and then after you work out you scoff your face off the good stuff. All right, that, and people have done 6 meals a day and seen awesome results, and people have done IF and seen awesome results. That is a simple proof that meal timing is simply not as relevant as you think. All right, you don't have to be eating straight when you get up to get your metabolism going. You don't have to be eating straight after a workout, big pressure. You know, there are some scientific studies that say that protein synthesis is at its highest after a workout, which you know, I'm not saying that there are no benefits to eating straight after a workout, but in the long run, if you don't eat straight after your workout, it's not going to make a big deal. If you get all your macronutrients in throughout the rest of the day, then it's going to be fine. So there you go. IF works just as well as 6 meals a day. At the end of the day, all that matters is calories in, calories out. So it's simply the diet method you choose. It is simply made up by your lifestyle and your psyche and your way of thinking and your mentality towards food. If you're someone who doesn't like feeling hungry and likes to eat, then go for as many meals as you can, but obviously within your macronutrients and calorie goals. But if you're someone who simply do not have the time to prepare meals every 3 hours or whatever, that's okay too. If you can't eat for long periods of time, then get all your macronutrients in when you can, because in the long run it's going to make little difference as long as you're hitting those calorific goals and you're working out. So all this meal timing debate, all this IF is better, 6 meals a day is better, you know, just work what's good for you, okay? If you have time to prepare meals and you like to eat, then go and do that. If you don't have time to prepare meals and you only have the evenings, then eat in the evenings. It's not a big deal. Now, if you want to research IF, I would, because you can learn some really good stuff from that. The main reasons people get drawn to IF is because of this 16-hour period where you eat nothing, and that promotes fat oxidation, and you know, some studies have proven that that long period of time can increase fat burn. But at the end of the day, what I believe is that it's simply calories in versus calories out. If you're eating less calories than your body maintenance needs, then you're going to lose weight. If you're eating more than your body maintenance needs, then you're going to put on weight. That is simple as. It doesn't matter what time you eat. That is simple. You're not going to go into starvation mode, and you're not going to be eating too much protein to be able to be synthesized. It's all myth, and this is basically a video to help you relax and think. If your mates want to go to the cinema, don't be thinking, oh fuck, I can't go cinema because, you know, I have to eat in 2 hours. dude, go to the cinema. And then when you get home, eat then. And eat more then because you might have missed a meal. Whatever. It is basically your method of diet only is constricted by your lifestyle and your way of thinking. Okay? So if you can go for long periods of time without eating, fine. If you can't, then eat small. All you got to think about is your macronutrients at the end of the day. If you're eating a lot of meals, make sure they're smaller meals. If you're eating a small amount of meals, make sure you're eating a lot during those meals and hitting your macronutrient targets. I seem to be repeating myself a lot here, but I just want to drill it into people that this stress and the pressure of dieting really doesn't need to be that bad. If you watch your macronutrients, then you'll be fine. Just make sure you get them in and get them in correctly. So that is about it on meal timing. I hope I helped a lot and helped ease your mind a little. It's been a bit long, I think. I've done this video in like 3 segments, so it's drawn out quite a bit. But at the end of the day, I hope I did help. If you disagree with anything, if I've missed anything, and I'm not some sort of guru, I'm not a know-it-all, everyone's learning all the time, I could definitely use some more tips and more learning, and could learn a lot more. So if you've got something that I've missed or I've got wrong, then please tell me. If you're gonna simply dislike the video, and please comment and give me reasons and constructive criticism on how I can make it better. Please don't dislike and then move away. But if you do find this video useful and you liked how I did it and you learned something from it, then please thumbs up because it helps a lot. So cheers PYNP, I'll see you in another video. Peace.
You